Jesus Christ, man.
I'm just saying.
Chat, thank you guys for being here, man. We appreciate you guys for hanging out. If you guys are new, if you guys do any following, bits, subs, all that stuff's turned off because we are recording live, and we appreciate you and we love you very much. Wait, what's the heart thing that the kids do nowadays? I can't do this with my old man fingers.
Cause you're not. That's what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah, there we go.
You know what they crank up to? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Oh, I forgot about the crank.
Oh, mine's broke. Wait. You gotta get it going. There it is.
Shit, that's so funny.
Don't know if that's monetizable. Gotta cut that out.
Oh, great. Now we gotta skip that part.
Gotta skip that part. YouTube, like, look at these guys.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Let's get
the stones on these guys. Just look at them. Just misbehaving.
Get our fresh channel strike because of you, man.
Wait, where's our boy Weenie? Weenie had to work today.
I don't know. He messaged me late last night because I sent him a message on Discord to see if he wanted to play Siege, but he was playing with Marvel, I think, with some friends. So I don't know. He didn't say anything about working today, but we'll see. Might be sleep.
All right. Yeah, Weenie works hard. He's probably knocked out.
Yeah. All right, man.
Refocus the energy.
Hello. Welcome to episode 236 of the Super Weapon Podcast, most overpowered podcast on the internet. It's your boy Darius Artist, and as always, got my co-host DC here with me today.
Yo, what up, though? It's your boy DC coming in live from the hottest place on the planet, the big GA. You feel me? It's hot as hell, and the rain is gone, but we are here today.
Ooh, man, the rain is gone, and the heat is coming.
Now we have turned into a lobster broil, okay? And don't get it twisted. It's hot as hell, and yes, I do have on a hoodie, and I do have on a hat, because once again, I forgot to shave for the show, so you can't see the chrome dome today. But I got a hoodie on because I got the AC cranked in my house. Like, it's probably 50 degrees in here or something. It's
you know what? I don't even blame you, because I've noticed the past week I've been cutting the AC down lower and lower because it takes longer for the house to cool off. So I don't blame you.
See, you got a house too, man. Yeah. People who have houses, man, holy.
And I'm working remote now, so. You know what I mean? Like, I try to stay cool, like, especially being in here. Like, for our viewers, like, if you guys notice, the couch is gone behind me because I had to make space in here for my work computer setup, which is kind of over there in the corner. You guys can't see it, and that's on purpose. But yeah, like, it's definitely gonna be hot this week, man. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves if you're living on the East Coast of the United States. I think from the Midwest to the East Coast, please take care of yourselves, especially this week. They are talking about some very extreme temperature weather this week.
Yes.
So.
And Costco is not only selling water for sale in bulk, they have deodorant. Damn good sale. Make sure you get that. I'm saying. Some of y'all out here putting lemons under your armpits. I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness, man.
It's too damn hot for this trickery. They have deodorant now if you're worried about the
magnesium.
Yeah, they have magnesium-free deodorant that works great.
Oh my!
Cut the lemon pepper under the. Stop scrubbing lemons under your arm. We use lemons for lemonade, not pit magic. All right,
it's all right.
It's not deodorant.
If you guys are using your lemons, man, don't let him discourage you, man. Don't let him make you out to be. Funky or not, we love y'all around here, man. But it's gonna be hot.
Yeah, you can come on in, man. We still love you here. We don't pit shame, but I'm just saying. They got deodorant. Man. They got healthy deodorant now. They heard the call, and now they're making healthy deodorant. So There's our guy Weenie. We were just talking about you, Weenie.
Yeah, we were talking real.
Hope you got some good sleep, man. Hope you got some good sleep, man. You probably had a long work week, but yeah, don't be putting lemon on your armpits.
This guy was off all week. He took the week off, as he said earlier. He said it earlier. Yeah, he was off. All
good.
Week.
Hell yeah, good. You know what? Weenie deserves the damn week off, man. He works hard.
Heck yeah. It's good to see you guys, man. Thank y'all for hanging out this week. We appreciate you guys for being here. You know what else is hot, man? All this next generation news we're getting for Xbox and PlayStation, man.
Segway King.
If you guys were here last week, you guys know that the podcast episode got cut short because I live on a power grid that's made out of paper mache, apparently. So we lost power temporarily. So we didn't get really get to finish the conversation that we were having about the ROG Ally. But in lieu of that, this week we got some pretty interesting teaser information from Xbox and PlayStation about their plans for next gen. And I felt like it would be a good jumping off point to kind of talk about some of that stuff. And I also have a video queued up because Xbox has announced a partnership with AMD, which is kind of weird. I don't know if this means like this is going to be like a different type of partnership, that they're working with them closer, because as we know, Xbox and PlayStation consoles use AMD chips instead of like Intel. So they've always done that for like the last 20 some odd years. But in this, they're kind of hinting at what could be next for Xbox. And I kind of wanted to jump off of that. The video is only 1 minute and 17 seconds long. So I'm going to play that real quick for you guys. And we'll talk about it after.
Church.
At Xbox, our vision is for you to play the games you want with the people you want, anywhere you want.
Sarah
That's
Bond.
why we're investing in our next generation hardware lineup.
I was gonna say I
across
can't hear it,
console,
but then again I
handheld,
got it
PC,
muted.
cloud.
So don't pay me
Wait,
no attention.
you can't hear it? Hold on. Chat, can you guys hear
You're
it?
fine. You're fine. No, you fine. I have it muted.
And accessories.
Oh.
You're good.
I am thrilled to share we've established a strategic multi-year partnership with AMD to co-engineer silicon across a portfolio of devices, including our next generation Xbox consoles, in your living room and in your hands. Together with AMD, we are advancing the state of art in gaming silicon to deliver the next generation of graphics innovation, to unlock a deeper level of visual quality, and immersive gameplay and player experiences enhanced with the power of AI, all while maintaining compatibility with your existing library of Xbox games. This is all about building you a gaming platform that's always with you, so you can play the games you want across devices anywhere you want, delivering you an Xbox experience not locked to a single store or tied to one device. That's why we're working closely with the Windows team to ensure that Windows is the #1 platform for gaming. The next generation of Xbox is coming to life, and this is just the beginning. We can't wait to show you what's next.
All right. So I wanted to play that because, you know, last week we were talking about, first of all, shout out to Sarah Bond, president of Xbox, man. I do truly think she's up next. I say it all the time. I do think she's going to be the next person after Phil Spencer retires to head up Xbox.
And she's going to give us our interview.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, man. But the reason why I wanted to watch this, because like last week, you know, we were talking about the ROG Ally X and how it could be Xbox looking to have a partnership with a third-party hardware manufacturer so they don't have to make a first-party handheld device. But after listening to that, like I watched this a few times yesterday and
deciphered.
Yeah, like listening to what she was saying, right? Like portfolio of devices that you can play anywhere and also in your hand. Like I wonder if those reports that came out about Xbox not working on a handheld device being false, or if those rumors are just untrue at this point, right? Like, and I kind of, the more I thought about it, it makes sense because in Microsoft's history, they've always been kind of at the forefront of just trying things, whether they worked out or not, right? Like, I'll say the most recent thing that probably hasn't worked out in their favor is the Series S. You know, we don't really talk about the Series S much on the podcast, but if I'm being honest, I think it worked out in the way that they wanted it to, where it was a more affordable entry point for people, especially around the time of COVID and how hard some of the consoles were to get. But over time, it seems like, and tell me if you agree with this or not, like it seems like the Series S kind of is holding back what Xbox truly can do with how powerful the Series X is. I don't know. Like I feel like it doesn't seem like it's really has a place in the current market, you know, because I've seen countless articles about developers talking about, hey, this hardware is a little bit more difficult to work with just because of the limitations on it. And you know, what Sarah Bond was just saying, right? Portfolio of devices, and she mentioned consoles with an S. So I feel like we're gonna get another family of Xbox devices, and one of which could be a handheld, just based off of what she said, right? And you know, I just kind of wanted to hear what you thought about that, and like, because like I said, I mean, they've tried like the Zune and a couple of other devices that may or may not have worked out in Microsoft's favor, but they're typically, like, historically, they're not really afraid to kind of jump out there with hardware.
Okay. So this is my thoughts, right? This is my thoughts. And when we got the topic throughout the week, when we kind of discussed what we wanted to talk about today, I did, you know, did some digging, the usual digging and just trying to figure things out. And what I got from that was I think the next generation or wave of Xboxes will be slightly like below a PC.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking maybe what she means by that is, you know, how just like computers, like when you buy a gaming computer, you have
Yeah.
whatever you want to put into it, right? You can get a top of the line, you can go like all out and get all the top of the line stuff, or you can kind of taper it down to be more affordable to, you know, what your needs are. And then, you know, you may have some very low end gaming PCs that just get the job done. And that's kind of how I interpreted what she said. Like maybe you will have that lower end console, but it's still powerful, but it's kind of like more affordable. Then you have the medium tier,
Yeah.
then you have this top of the line, like with the most innovative stuff crammed in there. And I feel like they may be doing it again. Now, I think it's a good idea considering what happened with the S. I think it's redefined. I think they learned their mistakes from the S. And I think that they was like, okay, we have to at least make a system
Yeah.
to where it's not hard for developers to kind of create their games on it. Because essentially, they're when these guys are developing these games, they have to do it for various systems, which can be kind of a headache. And that's where I get what you're saying when like, is it holding the Xbox back? Because they have to make these games fit on multiple systems. And I don't know. I think if you look at it like that, it could be kind of holding them back. The fact that developers do have to kind of sauce up their games for various systems, but because we have that effect with when they try to do games for like PlayStation 4 and then 5, right?
Yeah.
You're trying to essentially create two different games, develop two different games. But I think it's a good business strategy. I think it kind of evens itself out. Like, I think if done properly, because nowadays stuff is expensive. People are trying to save. So I want to give kudos to them for thinking about, people who may not be making enough money to, get the top of the line stuff, maybe they just need
Yeah.
something entry level to get into the game. So I do want to tip my hat off to them for thinking like that. And I think that they learned from the S. So I think we're going to get improvements on the baseline console,
Yeah.
whatever that is, right? I think we'll see that. So in the long run, I think it is consumer friendly. I think it's the smart thing to do. But is there hurdles? Yeah, there's going to be hurdles. It may, it might just set the Xbox back a little bit, but it's for the people. Like they're trying to make gaming accessible for everybody, and I kind of I respect that, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. I'll say that. Because the more I was looking into this, I look
That's a
at
good point too.
yeah. Weenie says in chat, I think if the hardware is more similar between this gen and next, it'll be easier for devs to work with. They'll have more knowledge to carry over. I agree. And to add to what you both were saying, with them launching a new, like, because she mentioned the Windows team, right? Like the operating system, and how they're, because they're developing a modified version of Windows 11 to run on the ROG Ally X, which apparently is a lightweight version, takes out some of the bloat that has plagued some of the earlier handhelds. And I could see that being in play along with, I know people are going to hate me. Hey, oh man, AI is bad, blah, 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 blah. AI upscaling, I think, could help solve some of those issues with a successor to the Series S, whatever that is. And if they could get whatever, let's assume they're going to drop with two other let's say at least 2 other consoles, right, for next gen, right? If
Right.
you drop the Series S successor and it's about the same power level as the Series X, I would be okay with that, especially if it's running like a modified version of Windows, and you can access Steam and you can access Epic Store like they've been talking about, and the ability to play your games at a decent clip, just like Winnie said, right? Like if you can give me like we've been talking about 60 frames. Gosh, man, it feels like a decade at this point, right? Like even this generation a lot of games really didn't hit that mark on consoles. I mean, honestly, on PC too, some games struggle. You know, you look at what, unfortunately, what Monster Hunter Wilds is going through right now. And I just wonder if Xbox is kind of using the Raw Gala X once again as another experimentation to really try to hone in on what it is they want to do for next gen. Because I feel like they really have to try to nail it. Because you remember,
I think so.
Yeah, like you remember when when they first launched, we were talking about how confusing the naming was. You know, are we going to run into that again, where a parent might just be looking to buy their kid the next gen Xbox? You know, people are going to meme me when I say that. Yeah. But someone's trying to buy, a casual gamer's trying to buy the next gen Xbox, and they accidentally buy the lesser version of the weaker version. Someone who has the money to do it, right? And that could cause problems too. You know, because I just tried to look up the sales numbers for the Series X, and they're not reported anywhere. It's the Series X and S. Excuse me, I got hiccups. There's no individual sales numbers for the S that I found. Because I'm curious about that. Like, how well has it sold in the 5 years it's been released? Because whenever they report our numbers, it's both console numbers combined. I don't see any sort of separation, and I'm curious if that's on purpose or not. You know, I don't. You know, that isn't to say like I'm not excited for next gen for Xbox. I'm just really curious because, just like you said, right? Like, I think consoles, the idea of a traditional console is starting to go away, at least in terms of what Microsoft is doing, and maybe in some of the stuff that PlayStation could be looking to do. You know, and I see these, you know, these conversations people have online, you know, the console warriors, you know, and all this stuff. Like, a traditional set-top box, I think the idea of that is really rapidly changing. And I'm curious what that feature looks like, and if it includes a handheld for them. Like, if they're going to make their own first-party handheld, you know, let's say it comes out in 2027, or, you know, maybe they'll just drop the consoles 27, release a handheld the following year. I can see that being a good strategy too, because you give people too much choice. Sometimes it's not a good thing. Yeah. And I don't really see Sony pivoting off of their current strategy, especially with some of the comments that their president made. I don't want to butcher his name. Let me look it up. Sony's president, Hideaki Nishino, right? He was kind of talking about
better than me.
if I mispronounce that, I do apologize.
Jesus, I think it's way better than what I would have said. Yeah. Lord knows.
You know, reportedly, you know, we might get the PlayStation 6 in 2028, and you know, Sony once again is partnering with AMD as well. Like I said, AMD basically has the console market on hold, on lock. They always have. You know, Intel really hasn't entered that space, and honestly, I think it's a good thing. It's cost related. You know, but they're looking at things like cloud gaming, backwards compatibility, something called, you know, he mentioned something like multi-platform integration. I wonder what that means for PlayStation. Like, could we get a successor to the what's the handheld that you got now with the big screen? Oh man, I'm blanking on the name. It's something you can buy now for the PS5.
Oh, no one knows what that thing is called.
PlayStation Portal.
The Portal.
Yeah, the PlayStation Portal, right? Could they be looking at an enhanced option for this? And I think they should, honestly, you know. But no, what were you gonna say? Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Portal wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that bad of an idea. I know I gotta redact a few statements because I was crapping on it.
I mean, it didn't sell well. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't think it was a bad idea. Once I learned like the capabilities of what it can do, it just needs some tweaking. I don't think it was a bad idea. I would actually invite PlayStation to maybe reinvest in that idea.
Yeah.
But you could take it a step further. I don't think it is bad. because you're just playing like off Wi-Fi. And then if you look at like what Xbox is doing with xCloud, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. You know, you're using Wi-Fi to access the xCloud, and I mean, you know, the portal was just, you know, even though you had to have like accessibility to your main console,
and
I mean, it's just a different kind of way of doing it, right?
And they bought a cloud company back in 2012, Gaikai. I just looked it up. That just popped into my head. Like, I think they have their idea of what they want to do for the future. They're just I think they're still very traditionally focused on the console market because it has performed so well for them over the last, I mean, forever, honestly, if we're being real, outside of like that small stint in PlayStation 3's history. You know, they've always done well with the console market. Like, I would just love a cloud version of a PlayStation Vita. Let's just give people what they want. Like, why not give me...
Boy, you cooking. You cooking.
Like, people have...
Damn, I didn't think of that.
Like, why not give me a cloud-based Vita handheld console I can stream my PlayStation games to? You know, you want to keep people in your ecosystem. You're not very keen on expanding out. Like, you have PlayStation Plus. You know, that's an easy lift for that, too. Sales numbers should go up for that. Like, I would pay regularly for PlayStation Plus if I had a Vita that I could stream games to. Oh, my goodness. What? Like, you're singing to me at that point. Like, I'm all in on handheld gaming for next gen. I really think it's an untapped market, and I think a lot of companies are going to be focusing on it, especially as cloud and AI and stuff starts to develop more. And it's just such an interesting time, and I think people are having the wrong conversations right now. Like, oh man, who sells more consoles or PlayStation
it's just
versus
like in
Xbox,
music. It's just like, oh God. I mean, it's just like in music. I hate that comparison. It's just like when we're comparing skills to sales, like stop doing that, because there's a thing called mainstream. Like mainstream stuff is going to sell no matter if it's bullshit or not. Yeah. It's like you got to look beyond that conversation and dig deep into what the future of gaming is going to be like. Like, y'all don't understand. The landscape is changing at a rapid pace. Like, the next gen consoles are really going to be something insane. Like, I can't wait to see what well, we're not gonna get nothing for Nintendo because they just dropped the Switch too. So I feel like they're gonna be a little off balance.
2030s for whatever they have next, honestly.
And that's not a knock. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, the Switch 2 just came out, so we're not gonna get nothing new for a while. Yeah. But I mean, you know what? I even throw them in the conversation because who knows? They might do something crazy. But as far as like just whole new hardware and you know, new systems, like you said, the new PlayStation is rumored to be hitting what, 2028?
That's the word on the
street. Not even rumored. You know, ain't that what the president said? Like 2028?
He said it, and you remember it was in the court documents for the Activision Blizzard case. The Activision, Microsoft Activision acquisition. It was listed as, and of course plans change, right? But I really do feel like, I think by the end of next year, we'll have a little bit of a better idea of what both of these companies are going to be doing. Whether they launch in 27 or 28. I think next year will be when we start to see teases of what their plans are. You know, because like I said, you can look at where Sony is now. You know, they're focusing more on live service games. They're focusing. He mentioned, you know, 2/3 of their revenue comes from subscriptions and microtransactions. Those numbers, you know, those things make sense for Sony, right? Like they have a solid first party studio rotation when it comes to, you know, your single player story based games, right? Like, you know, Ghost of Yotei comes out later this year. It's going to do numbers, I'm sure. But you know, we allegedly have Naughty Dog releasing that game that's supposed to come out next year. Might get delayed. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, but you know, they're also focusing heavily on live service, right? Like, you know, Marathon unfortunately got delayed indefinitely. Hold on. Hey, I had to mention it.
That game, I'm calling it right now. Devs, I'm sorry. I love you. I understand the work that y'all put in to make these beautiful games that we get the F around in, but I don't think the future of that game is looking good.
I agree with you.
I
and once
think
again,
that we might see that game fade to dust. I'm just gonna be honest. It's not receiving.
I'm split down the middle on it. I don't know if either Bungie or Sony can afford that game not to release with the amount of money they've put into it. But
They're just gonna throw it out.
But will they get another Concord situation if they do release
Yes.
it? That's what I'm worried about.
Yes.
Because then you have to think too, or at least this is how I think about it, right? Like they've already failed a few different times with live service games, and outside of Helldivers 2, but Arrowhead, they've already announced that their next game is being independently developed. So Sony owns the Helldivers IP from what I understand. That I think they actually own it. So will they get another studio to make Helldivers 3 or whatever that looks like? You know, but live service is such a hard genre to get right, man. Like there's so many more games that do that worse, especially in my opinion, if you focus on that being the core of your game. You look at where Destiny is right now. Not many people are playing it. People are complaining. The community hates themselves. You look at where Anthem is, faded to black. Concord, faded to black. What else am I missing here?
Sony is determined to stick.
And they're just so even without the art theft, the game it's not gonna do well. It's not. I'll just be honest. It's really not. I don't foresee it. I don't foresee them making the changes that the community wants in the time that they have. You know, because they, allegedly the game is supposed to come out before the end of fiscal 2026, which I think is March of next year. So I don't think they have enough time to change the core parts of that game that people don't like. Like if we were talking about just a few features,
hella crunch.
If we were talking about a few features here and there, sure. But when the core gameplay doesn't resonate with the people that are playing it, that are trying it in the alpha, it's bad. It's not a good.
Man, I'm just gonna keep it a bean. That game was boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
it didn't break. It didn't bring anything new to the genre. It wasn't groundbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of the artistic route that they took as far as the design of the characters and the backgrounds. And I just don't want to go on because I just don't want to shit on a developer's game. But it's just it. A lot of people, just the talks within various communities throughout the internet, it's just not looking great. Like there's no hype. Like there's no one hype about this game. Like there's no hype around this game. It's just Sony might be in trouble here. They insist on sticking the landing. Like they keep trying. They want a live service game to succeed so bad, and it's. I think it's something that they need to kind of let go.
Yeah.
I think they need to let go. You know what you need to do? Just let one of these indie devs create some fire shit and then just buy them.
But I don't think live service is bad in its implementation. I think, like I said, if you make it a core part of the game you're trying to build, that's a problem. Like I look at stuff like Borderlands that's coming out, right? Like that's technically a live service game. It's technically one of the first live service games as far as like shooters go, FPSs. And I don't feel like Borderlands 4 wouldn't survive if they didn't add DLC. Like the core gameplay of Borderlands 4 looks absolutely incredible. And I wish it was out now. Like I can't wait for September 12th because the core gameplay looks good. Versus Marathon, just like you said, it looks very boring. There was no tension that you would get with an extraction shooter. I hate what's the one that we played? Tarkov. I'm terrible at it. But the times that we did play it, the tension, like that's something that I can remember vividly. And I think that's why people love Tarkov, right? But and just like Winnie talking about the art style, Cyberpunk did Future Tech very well. I think so too, but I think the problem with Marathon, it seems like it's like far when you get to the point in sci-fi where you're like far flung hundreds or thousands of years in the future, you start to get weird with the designs. And I think it's between that and just like the contrasting colors of the game. It just looks weird. It looks really weird and kind of gets muddy in combat, and the world seemed kind of empty. Like they just have, I just don't. I think it's the end, man. I think Bungie's cooked. I hate to say it. You know, I love Bungie. They've been, you know,
Hey, every great thing must come to an end, my brother.
and honestly, like, you know, like games like that, like studios that we grew up, you know, loving their games, you know, it might be the end times for them. Like BioWare's another one. You know, they have to get Mass Effect 5 right, or they're done. EA's going to fold them into a pretzel, and it's over. Like Dragon Age didn't sell well. It reviewed poorly. That article that Jason Schreier dropped a couple of weeks ago just told a tale of how awful the develop. And it's always certain themes I notice, you know, in these articles. It's like leadership doesn't listen. We flip back and forth between multiplayer and single player. It's like when you start messing with the core recipe, of course it's gonna cook bad. Like of course. You can't do that, man. You can't add flour into a cake while it's in the oven already. It's gonna turn out bad. Like, what did you expect? So,
yeah. So, you know what? I know this is a little off kilter, right? But I feel like this segment right here brings me to. I'm not sure if you saw that guy who was on Twitter, who was saying that basically, what is he saying? Like, back in the day, there was just better quality games out. He was like, right now, it just seems like there's really no games to play.
I disagree with that.
And
wholeheartedly.
Yeah, it was it was like a big topic on Twitter. Like it got a billion retweets.
I disagree with that whole fucking heartedly. Excuse my language. I think you said it before. People live on nostalgia. They love thinking about the good old days when life was simpler. You had a billion hours to play a game. Mechanics were the industry was much younger.
That's what people were telling him. They was like, things have advanced. The problem is, like, you're not acknowledging the advancement of how far games have come.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find this dude on Twitter because I'm trying to pull it up. I thought I had retweeted him, but it made for a nice conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not going to totally like shit on him because there was some valid point.
Yeah.
He made some valid points as well. There was things that I disagreed with, like when he put NBA, like people don't remember Microsoft had their own NBA game. NBA, it was a Drive. Ooh. And he was like saying like these sports games, and I was like, bro, those games were not good. Like you're kind of killing your argument because you're posting like a lot of games that.
Oh my god!
Because he was saying
Drive. Oh my god! Memory unlocked.
Yes. And he was naming it. He was like, we had more sports games, and the games he was naming, I was like, bro, those games were not good. It's a reason why 2K is the only game around right now. Because
and also there weren't exclusive licensing with these official leagues that you have now. The EA owns like all of the exclusive licensing. They didn't do that back then.
I had NBA Drive. Let's just throw that out there. I remember when I first bought my Xbox, it was one of the first games that I had. It was bad compared to at the time. Live was still cooking. Then
NBA Live,
Live was you had NBA Shootout, NBA Live, NBA Drive, and there was another one I can't remember. None of those games were like, I wouldn't use them as examples if I'm trying to convince people that we had better games back in the day. So
the Street Series, and I guess Weenie, you bring up a good point too, right? Like games are muddy because there are way more people making them now, so overall, yes, quality has gone down on average. I don't disagree with that, but I think if you take the best games from our childhood and the best games from today, same genre, go for genre. I think modern games would overall score better. Just my opinion. And, of course we can't forget the Street Series. NFL Street, NBA Street. Oh, man, of course, man.
I never got into NFL Street. I just kind of thought that was weird.
Oh, man, it was so much fun.
Because you know why? I just felt like...
Were you more of a Blitz
Maybe
guy?
I came from that era of Blitz. Yeah, because Blitz... I was like, this feels like it's trying to be too blitzy. It wasn't a bad game because I played it with my friends.
Yeah.
But Now, Streets, boy, I still got that right now on my original Xbox, and I literally play this like
That's awesome.
it's a new game. Like I play that game so, like I fire up my old Xbox,
Yeah.
the dust come flying out of the back. It's just.
Look at
But
some of these. I tell you, game covers are way more fun back then than they are now, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like the No Limit. It takes you back to that No Limit era of CD covers.
Oh, man.
Bedazzled. What do they call it?
Yeah.
The bedazzled colors.
The colors,
covers.
the extra fat letters and stuff on stuff.
Thick fonts.
See, this is the stuff
thick
that's fun.
strokes. Yeah, I got that game. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Yes, I have that right
Versus
here.
like
right
let's
here.
say like a Madden 26, right? Let's do that. Like, look at the cover of
Streets
this.
2 was the one of the that game. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Bro.
See, this is
Easily
almost
top 10.
corporate. Like, this doesn't look as fun. Like, give me,
You know what that
give me a
reminds
little
me?
cursive or something. You know what I mean?
That man said corporate. That's the nail on the head right there.
Very, very
Then
clean,
go-
minimalist. Yeah, don't like it as much. So that's a good discussion, man. Let us know in the comments.
And now he gets
guys.
injured because of the Madden curse.
Ooh,
Thanks, Madden.
Good. He played for the Eagles. Anyway, but yeah, man. Like I'm really.
I hope my brother's not in chat. That old Eagles fan.
Oh God, fly Eagles, fly.
He doesn't know any better. He don't.
He's from Detroit. He's a traitor. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not.
But yeah, just like overall, I'm curious. It's always exciting to see like new tech, man. Just at least for me, I'm excited to see what they have in store as far as the console market. Because I'm gonna be honest, man, I feel like PC gaming, especially when it comes to like graphics cards and stuff, have just, I don't want to say stagnated, but I don't get as excited for another GPU coming out versus the next Xbox, the next PlayStation. It's not as cool to me. I don't know if y'all feel like that. Like I'm curious to see what the next Nvidia cards are, but I get really jazzed when I start seeing rumors and stuff. And maybe that's the kid in me, like growing up and reading like Game Informer and stuff like that. Old Xbox magazines and stuff, just trying to see what's next and what's new. Like, I don't know. Like, I still get excited about this stuff, and I don't see why people get mad about it. Like, just come on, guys. Like, do y'all still get giddy over like rumors and stuff, like gaming rumors? I do.
Yeah, I honestly, man, if I was just to get to a point where I had enough money to do it, I would kind of create like I just love the throwback publications, right? Like the books. I miss that. Like, even if it didn't make me any money, just to like, I don't know, man. I guess I'm showing my age, and I guess it's just like, because a lot of younger adults who may tune in or whatever, like, we love y'all guys. We love your generation. I'm not a generation person, try to shit on everyone's generation, but I miss magazines, man. I miss going to the store. Let me tell you something, man. I was a misfit, dude. I would go in the store, either I had a notepad or I would just tear pages out of the book with the codes on it. Boy, my mama would, boy, she was like, I would go over there and tear the page out.
Going into GameStop or Walmart to get them GTA codes. Oh, man.
Yes.
Man.
You go into there, bro, or either, because at first I used to just rip it out of the book, and then I got smart. I was like, you know what? I could just write this down.
Yeah.
So I would come in there with a pen and a notepad, and then when you went over to the magazine aisle, and it was like 5 other kids over there doing the same thing, like everybody just writing down codes, like,
oh man, it's a good times, bro.
Weedy said, cough, rip, cough. No, what I used to do is, let me tell y'all my plan. Oh my God. So I would always tell my mom I would push the basket, right?
Yeah.
So you know that part in the basket where a kid could sit in?
Oh yeah, the little top.
I would put the magazine like right there, and then I had like something to cover my hands, and I had a magazine under it. And you know where the kid's leg come out at?
Yeah.
I have my arms in there, and I'll just be ripping the page, and I'll be folding it up.
Fucking funny. Oh my
and nobody
goodness.
would see it, and I'll put it like, bruh, I had a whole little scheme, boy. I'm talking about a little thief.
It's just sad, man, because we went to me and the family went to Borders, not Borders, Barnes and Borders, RP Borders. We went to Barnes and Nobles a few weeks back, by where we used to work in Dunwoody. And man, like, it's just so weird seeing how different stuff is. Like, you know, there was still a good crowd of people in there, which was nice to see. But it's something about just holding a book, man, physical media, and I'm gonna miss it when it's truly gone. And you know that I'll say this much: I think the next generation consoles will have disc drives. I do. They'll probably do like a sold separately, like PlayStation will probably do that again. But I don't think physical media is gonna be completely gone until maybe after next gen. Like maybe the generation after next will be it, man. Like, yeah, you remember Borders, man? They were the best bookstore in the man. Ugh.
I mean, I might go to a bookstore today, man.
You
just really sparked up.
It's such a, you know, because you know Barnes and Nobles, they have areas where you can sit down, order drinks, coffee, you know, a little sandwich or something. Just read.
Remember we used to do that before them devious truck days at a certain place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it brought back a lot of memories, man. Like I don't know, I just. Not to get
no,
too
man. I'm right there
but...
with you, man. I'm right there with you, man. And you know, this generation is gonna have their thing when they get old, but let us be old right now, okay? Let us remember our publication.
You remember iPhone 12s? That's gonna be theirs.
Oh my God! You remember when you used to have a phone? Now we just got a chip up our ass.
Now you kids just have holographic watches. You guys don't know what physical phones are like. That's what it's gonna be.
Ooh, that's gonna be me.
That's what it's
I'm like, well, what the hell is that goddamn Cortana on that desk? What the hell that little blue heifer?
Oh goodness gracious, man. We're gonna be old and the world's gonna be so different. My gosh, man. But yeah, man, that's I guess the updates for next gen. I think it's always worth discussing this stuff. It's always fun because we have these conversations like this. Like I enjoy this, and I'm excited for whatever next gen holds. Like I said, maybe next year we'll hear some exciting news because we don't really have any. I mean, we don't have any hard dates, I don't think, for game releases for next year. Outside of, I think, Resident Evil 9 that's coming out. Let's see. And Grand Theft Auto 6 that's definitely coming out in May. Definitely not getting.
Y'all won't hear any arguments from me. I won my bet. I'm going to just go out on top of that. I do think they may have a minor. My new one is I think they may have a minor pushback.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be nothing crazy. It might be like a month, maybe a couple of weeks.
Maybe
just to
something.
Tighten up some loose ends.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even be surprised if. Well, no. I don't think that's going to happen. But I kind of see like. I was thinking about some kind of beta of some kind of form, but for a single player game, I'm trying to see how that would work. But I think it's going to be a lot of testing, man, because they really want to stick
do a demo. We don't really get
that's what I was thinking.
Anymore. Yeah. When he says you hear that people are trying to schedule maternity leave for that release date, and you know what's going to be so funny when it gets delayed, they're going to still have to take. They're gonna
move their maternity back.
Yeah, be like, oh no, the baby's actually not due till October.
We put the baby back in. It's not.
My gosh, that's gonna be so funny.
There's people like there's a thing, and a lot of bosses like no. Because I was talking to my brother about this. I was like, yeah. You know, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a lot of people taking off around this time. And my brother's kind of oblivious to. He's just like. What? And I was like, nothing.
Wouldn't it be shocking if he took off work for Grand Theft Auto 6?
Ooh, I'm gonna make my brother play Grand Theft Auto 6.
He should. You should, man. And he's gonna get overwhelmed.
And record it. It's gonna be a series. It's gonna be called.
I'm telling you, that would be a great YouTube series with you two playing games together. Stuff that he doesn't normally.
Me pissed off, getting demonetized because I'm cussing every 8 seconds.
That would be incredible content, man.
I'm already trying to work on my cusses. All right.
Oh, Chad, I'm telling you guys, that would be great, man.
Oh, God. My brother plays video games like a 2-year-old.
Yeah. Oh, you've taken time off for video games? Yeah, I have too. I'm honestly
we all have. It's part of being a gamer, right?
I'm going to just be honest. I'm probably taking that Friday off for Borderlands 4. You heard it here first. I'm not lying to y'all. That might be
bro, they give you, look, ain't no shame. They give you vacation days for a reason. They're yours. You earned them.
Yeah, I'm back to earning PTO at the new job. So,
yeah, let's go, PTO. My boy back in the field.
Yeah, and we get like 7 days of just, they call them rollover days, I think, that I can use for whatever the fuck
You know, a new thing that they starting too is mental health days. We about to start getting those.
See, that's awesome. That's actually really cool. I love that.
Yeah, I sparked that revolution. I was the
Heck
one
yeah.
sparked that revolution. Remember that. But yeah, they like that's you know what I'm saying? Like I never feel guilty. Hey, we earned those days, bro. If we want to use it for video games, go for it. But
Yeah, 100%.
as far as the new gen goes, I'm excited to see where all these consoles go, including Nintendo. I got a feeling that Nintendo got something like
We're not
I
gonna.
don't know. I just been
It's
having
gonna
a
be a
feeling about
Switch
Nintendo.
3, and it's gonna come out 2034. That's when it's gonna come out.
Man, you know how old I will be. Man, look, I'll be old as hell. I'm gonna be old as hell.
It's gonna be mid
2034.
2030s, bro. I'm telling you. Because I mean, it was 8 years from let's see, Switch 1 release date. It was 2017, 2018, something like that. Yeah, it's 2017, so it's been 8 years.
And I politely pass. I think I'm gonna pass. I planned on getting the Switch, but when Xbox did what they did, I think I'm gonna get the Rogue. I think I'm gonna get the Rogue.
Yeah, I want one. I do too.
I want one, even though they talking about the native thing. I feel like it'll just give me more reason to utilize games on my Game Pass. To be honest,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of good. They just dropped some more heat. Like Game Pass is cooking, bro.
That's
and if
great.
anybody tell you any different, they're
That's
lying.
great, man. That's great. They can't win you back, Weenie.
Sony people, bro.
Nintendo can't win you back. They will, man. They're like that ex-girlfriend that you can't shake off, man. They're gonna get you back.
No, when you're sleeping at night, Weenie, and then you look up, and
or you get a text.
There's
or
the Dirt Man, and then there's Nintendo.
Yeah,
it's gonna be sitting in the corner looking at you like Weenie.
They're gonna get you back, bro. You said that
just
now.
like Siege got me back. Hey, we
never,
would never
say
play Siege
never
again.
say never. He right.
We was never gonna play Siege again, huh?
You
Remember
can't
that?
be mad at him for that. He is telling the truth right now. That's why I stopped saying that about Apex too, because maybe one day,
Speaking of the devil, sorry to cut you off, T-Mang.
Oh, you're just in time, man. We're about to wrap up. Yeah,
T-Man, we about to wrap up. Hey, would you like to play some Siege with us?
Of course he would. That's why he's here. He heard the call.
He heard the hootie hoo. Hope you're doing well, T-Man.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well, brother.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap up. You know what? Yeah, we'll save the Borderlands conversation for next time because there's actually an event today, and they could be dropping some more news. I know they're dropping a story trailer today, so we'll talk about Borderlands the next time, chat, and we'll just stop it there, man. So
we'll rapper and dapper.
We'll rapper and dapper, man. I want to play some Siege. I'm excited. Thank you guys for hanging out, man, for episode 236 of the Super Weapon Podcast, man. As always, it is a pleasure being here with y'all, man. I love doing this every week, and I appreciate everybody that stops by, say hello, whether that's here for a minute, hour, or whatever. And shout out to our YouTube family too, man. We appreciate you guys. If you guys ever have some time to hang out with us, man, we are live every single Saturday from 11 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern. Sorry, 11 a.m. Eastern. I was about to say 11 a.m. to 12, but that's not always the case. But make sure you guys join Discord in case if there's any changes to episodes or anything. And we may possibly not be live next week. The homie DC is moving, man. Big ups to the new place. Exciting. Congratulations.
Yes, I will be moving. And if there's something very interesting,
yeah,
we can still pod. Like it's something, but if it's kind of a loose news week,
yeah, for sure.
If it's a loosey goosey week, we may just skip it.
Yeah.
But we'll follow all our socials. That's where we'll keep you posted on that.
Please.
Follow the Discord and we'll keep you posted on all of that. And I'm in the YouTube comments, man. I like YouTube comments. They've been real nice in the comments, man. We haven't had any assholes.
Yeah. Shout out to our YouTube family, man. The guys have been holding it down over there. We appreciate it. I don't really have anything for the outro, man. Thank you guys for hanging out. As always, man, you can find me everywhere. There's the Artist on Twitter, never calling it X. There's the Artist. I don't really fucking tweet much anymore, so you don't really have to follow me, whatever. DC, you got the floor.
Well, speaking of which, that will be a conversation moving forward. Revitalizing and recapitalizing off of what we want our social media to be, our social media space. I want to give you a little taste of something. We're going to work on something. We have to, after talking to my friend Justin and him really just explaining the importance of social media, I'm not so quick to just bash it anymore. We just got to find our niche within it. You know what I'm saying? And that goes, I say that because that goes to anybody listening. Like if you're a content creator of any sorts, you got to find out what works for you and how to utilize it to the best of your ability. That's the little inspirational vitamin I'm gonna drop on y'all before we get up out of here. Thank you guys for always just being so cool, so chill. But I need y'all to do one favor. First of all, hey man, hit the comments up. I love the YouTube comments. Come on over to the YouTube, hit the comments up, hit them likes and subs. And second, be sure to come on into that Discord and let's have some conversations about some video games, pop culture, all kinds of nerdy and geeky things. And that's it. I'm out. I'm ready to siege. Let's go.
All right, chat. Thank you guys for hanging out, man. That's gonna be end of the audio recording. If you guys are in chat, stick around because we're gonna play some video games. See you later. Peace.